All right, so we're going to talk about today, we're going to be talking about something that's really cool and one of my favorite parts of ecology called symbiosis. Okay, so symbiosis essentially is talking about ecological relationships. So this is when one species lives in close association with another. And you've probably heard of these, so this probably is not anything new for you. So close relations with another over a period of time. Okay, so when we're talking about symbiosis, we actually have three major relationship types. And like I said, these I am sure are not new to you. I'm sure you know actually all of these. So our first one is going to be mutualism. Okay, so mutualism, if I'm looking at this picture, okay, I have my flower with my bee. So my flower is going to benefit because when the bee comes and feeds on the nectar, it's going to pick up some of the pollen so that way the bee can pollinate another flower. So that way this flower can reproduce. And then the bee is getting a benefit by being able to take some of that nectar to make into honey. And so when we're talking about mutualism, both species are going to benefit. Okay, so sometimes whenever you're looking at a chart, you're going to see that it's a plus, or a smiley face, smiley face. Okay, so that's usually how you end up seeing it. So, mutualism can sometimes be confused with this next one. Okay, so this next one is called commensalism. And so if I'm looking, I have a whale here, and my whale has some barnacles on top. So my barnacles love traveling on this whale, because as the whale's swimming around, the barnacles are able to filter feed and get any type of, debris that, could be around the whale. And so the barnacles, are benefiting from this. The whales don't really care. Okay, so the whale does not get any benefit from this. They may not even know the barnacles are there. So this one's a little tricky because if you get too many barnacles, then those barnacles could actually become parasitic, and that whale could have problems swimming. And so sometimes you see that on like sea turtles. Sea turtles get too many barnacles, and so they end up with some trouble swimming. But if you only have a few, this is a commensalism relationship. Okay, so for commensalism, one species benefits, okay, the other is ambivalent. I think I misspelled that. Ambivalent. I'll have to check on that. Ambivalent. There we go. Okay, so ambivalent. All right, so one species benefits, the other is ambivalent. And so usually if we're looking at a table, it's going to be a plus and then a 0 with a line through it. Or smiley face and a meh face. Okay? So that's for commensalism. My last one is parasitism. Okay, so parasitism, I have my dog that has a tick or a flea on it, and so my dog can be harmed, especially if you have like a puppy and they have way too many ticks and fleas. It could actually be a life or death situation for that puppy. But my tick and my flea, they're getting the benefit because they're able to get nutrition. And so for parasitism, one species benefits, the other is harmed. Okay, so on a table we'll see plus, minus, or happy face, sad face. Okay, so hopefully this was helpful. We're going to be going over our rules of symbiosis tomorrow in class. So one more thing that I wanted to add on. Today we talked about scientific naming. And so I just want to give you some of the rules for scientific naming. Okay, so if you feel that you're good with scientific naming, you can stop it here. If not, stick around for a couple minutes. Okay, so remember, Man, I cannot spell today. Okay, binomial nomenclature. Okay, so scientific naming is using something called binomial nomenclature. So this literally means two names. Okay, so scientists use the Latin names to assign a scientific name. Okay, so scientific name. Okay, so we use the genus and the species. And it's either going to be italicized if you're typing it out, or underlined. Okay, so my example. Okay, so the scientific name or the binomial nomenclature of humans is Homo sapiens. Okay, it literally means wise man. So because I'm handwriting this, it needs to be underlined, okay, because I can't write in italics. So some of you may be able to, so you may be talented like that. Okay, so Homo is my genus. Sapiens is my species. And if you notice, my genus is capitalized. My species is lowercase. All right, so those are my rules for writing in binomial nomenclature for my scientific name. All right, so let me know if you have any questions on this, and I will see you all tomorrow.